Hey, welcome to Locals Only. I'm Erik Hale, and if you don't know me, I'm the guy that founded Local Magazine 14 years ago in my garage. It's been my job for all those years to tell you the coolest places to eat in all of Southern California, fun things to do so you have date nights that aren't boring, and we've talked to some really interesting people. Now we have a podcast, and we're lucky enough to call this Mercedes-Benz EQE all-electric sedan, courtesy of Fletcher Jones Motorcars in Newport Beach, our mobile podcast studio. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy the conversation. Welcome to Locals Only. Today, Locals Only is on location at the Grand Wailea in Maui. And we're here with Kalei. Kalei is super awesome. We actually just spent some time learning how to hula. And Kalei, maybe you could tell them your last name. How do you say your last name? Because I don't think I have the ability to try.
Just give it a go.
Or tell me your whole name. Let's start it that way.
Kalei opua onalani ʻUwēko'olani means the garland of flowers from all heavens. And then my last name means the weeping heavens.
The Weeping Heavens.
Yes,
that
sir.
is so beautiful.
Thank you.
That really is beautiful. And we're here at the Grand Wailea where I've been staying. They just did a 3-year, $350 million renovation of this property, which is pretty cool, and we can talk about that later. Also, you have a lot to do with the luau. I think it'd be really fun to talk about the luau and then just some other things in
You've
general.
been to our spa?
Yeah. Oh, and the spa. I heard $55 million on the spa.
Have you been in?
I'm supposed to go. How is it?
Man.
I'm going tomorrow.
I helped it. I was on that project.
Oh,
Of
really?
course I
Tell
wanna
me
say
about the
it's amazing.
spa. Why don't we? Let's. You know what? We'll get into the other stuff. Tell me about a $55 million spa.
You know
what went into that?
It's one of the proudest projects I've ever been a part of on this property. So I've been with this property for going on 12 years now, and this is definitely that was the biggest project and one of the most exciting projects. So the name of the spa is Kilolani. As I was mentioning to you earlier, when we were sitting here and we could feel that drizzle coming down.
That little rain. And you said just something really interesting about how many names there are for rain.
Yeah. So in where we are, right, there's over 200 names. It's what do they look like? What do they feel like? What direction are they coming in? Well, where exactly is it located on the island? Those are all keys. Well, what we were doing, if we were just to sit here and kind of watch everything, that would have been kilo.
Okay.
Kilo means to observe, to pay attention, to listen, closing your eyes, right? And so that's part of what that name means for a spa. And then lani means heaven or the sky, and it's a loose translation. So Kilo lani loosely translates to mean to observe the sky, stargazer. For us, these are giving us the ability to be able to look to the past, to bring old traditions back and give them life once more. It's also to create things that your eyes cannot even see.
Oh.
So if you were to look up into the sky tonight, because it's going to be beautiful, I guarantee it. We planned it for you. Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. Once your eyes stop seeing the stars, Kilolani goes above that. Because Grand Wailea our goal here is to continue creating things that people have never seen before. People have never heard of before, that they want to try. We have a hammam in there.
What's a hammam?
It's a Turkish style co-ed steam room.
Oh, wow.
First one ever in the islands.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else can we find in there?
You can find our hydrotherapy garden. So the men's and the women's will be identical. Everything, that when we do things here, to create this balance within our property, we want to make sure that things are balanced within their own design, which is very important. So you'll find the steam room, the sauna room, the cold plunge, one of my favorites. And then you'll have the hammam, our scrub rooms. And then the most heavenly place is when the masseuse take care of all those knots in your body. 40 treatment rooms upstairs, as well as our, what do you call those? The meditation lounge. Zero gravity chairs.
I can't wait to go tomorrow. I'm really excited now.
I'm telling you. Let me know what time you're...
Yeah. I think I have some knots
done the
after.
podcast from there.
We could have done the podcast
I
from there.
mean,
Well, we weren't thinking. We're just out
that's
here
okay.
at this beautiful restaurant.
Yes.
And the restaurant we're sitting at in the middle of this lagoon, we're going to get a really quick lesson on how to say it, and I'll see if I can get it right. So what is the name of the restaurant we're sitting at right now?
The name of the restaurant is Humu Humu Nuku Nuku A Pua'a.
Now, you know I've practiced.
Yes. Just remember
Humu
use.
Humu. No, Humu Humu Nuku Nuku A Pua'a.
Yes. There you go. Good job.
There we go. That took
Means-
13 tries off camera, just so you know. I'm not that good.
Yep. Means triggerfish with the snout like a pig.
Triggerfish with a snout like a pig. We were going to name this restaurant that, but we thought Humu Humu Nuku Nuku A Pua'a sounded better.
Yes.
I got it again.
And when we
didn't I?
first, you know what? When we first opened, we had the longest restaurant name in the world.
Wait, there's a longer one now?
I'm pretty sure.
It's probably in Tahiti, right?
I mean, it could be in China.
China. Oh, that's true too.
I'm just saying.
Or maybe, yeah, could. Oh, here comes. Now, what's this rain called?
Yeah.
This is a little heavier rain.
No, not
No,
yet.
this is the same one.
Yep. What's it called? Remember?
No,
That's okay. It's my job. Naulu.
Naulu.
Yes.
So it's nauling on us right now. Can you say nauling?
No. So,
What if it was raining like really hard, like when they say it's raining cats and dogs and pouring straight down on us? What would that be called?
depends on what direction it's coming from.
Oh, it would depend on the direction and also where on the island.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
You'd have to have like a whole year of grade school just to go over rain names. 200 rain names.
Or study. There is a book out there that these ladies had created a couple years back called Hanau Ka'ua, and it's basically the birthing of the rain names. So
Oh, wow.
it tells you every single rain name.
That
in the
is
state.
so cool. I love the culture here. And I think that's something that's really important is Hawaii is beautiful. I mean, usually it's not, we're not getting sprinkled on. But it's an absolute, Maui is gorgeous.
It is.
But there's so much more to it. The culture. The Grand Wailean has a fantastic luau. Maybe we could talk about the luau and your
Sure.
role in that, and the luau's role
Within our property.
in hospitality here at the resort.
Yeah. So, throughout the island, just in general in the state, you'll find luau here and there.
Yeah.
At resorts. Our luau is a bit different on this island for the fact that we cater to this particular area. So
Okay.
luau will tell stories, they'll have songs, and they'll, it's everything. It's very upbeat and very fun. But we have kind of taken it in a different direction and
Okay.
made sure that we are giving tribute to the space that we're in. We are guests, just like our visitors.
Right.
So we have to make sure that we continue to tell the stories that we don't want to lose.
Right.
Yeah, whether our guests know it or not. And that is the job of the creative director, to come in and teach their dancers to make sure that they execute it well, to make sure that the costuming matches, what you're talking about. Because if you're talking about the humu humu fish and then you're
Right.
coming out there with a red dress. I don't know.
So this is all the stuff that's all within your purview.
Correct.
Is you're making sure that the dances are appropriate,
Things
the
are
costumes are appropriate, music's appropriate, food's
For the entire
appropriate
property.
for the luau, for the whole property. Wow.
Make sure things are culturally appropriated,
How long have you been doing that, or how long have you been here for?
There's 12 years.
12
Yeah.
years here, and they've just given you all that responsibility. I know everybody I talked to said, like, this place doesn't run without you. You're very, very important to the property. But I think from what you're saying, it's because the Grand Wailean seems to really care, and because of you putting somebody like you in the position that the right cultural things are here. It's not like a Disneyland for Hawaii. It has to be real Hawaii, real Maui.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm in this position. It's because
Okay.
of my team.
Okay.
Yep. And if they ever get to see this, and I hope that they do,
They'll see it. We're going to send it to them.
Very good. It's important. I try whenever I can to make sure my team knows.
Yeah.
I'm only as successful as my team is.
Right.
And I kind of jokingly said this to you that, well, what don't you do here? I do anything and everything. I will, because it's important. That is Aloha.
Yeah.
That is what you do here.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Aloha a little bit.
Yeah.
Because everybody that we've talked to, or everybody you see. Every single person that works here, instead of saying hello, they say aloha. And hello and aloha don't seem to mean the same thing. Aloha is a different word. It has a lot of meaning behind it, right?
Yeah. When you look up the word aloha in the Hawaiian dictionary, you'll see love, hello, and goodbye.
Right.
But aloha is so much more deeper. It's that connection that you have between two people. It's how you talk to someone. It's how you care for someone. It's the experience that they have while they're here. It's a feeling that they have that changes them, whether they get it from a person or whether they get it from the land. If that person comes to Hawaii for the first time or the 100th time, whatever time they're coming here, for the 9th time to Maui, right? If you came here and this was your time that something felt different, that was aloha. That means your body was ready to accept it.
You might not have got aloha the first time.
You weren't ready.
You have to be ready to accept the aloha.
You have to.
Yeah.
Aloha is going to be different for everyone. I can't teach you how to have aloha.
Right.
But I can show you what it looks like based on how I treat my team, based on how I treat the guests, how my family is. So it's not just something that we throw around. Yeah, it's a word that we say here in lieu of hello.
Yeah.
But it's also to make sure that our guests really know that our aloha is really genuine.
Yeah.
We try our very best here. That's a lot of what I do is to make sure that aloha lives on this property.
So I love what we've been talking about. Maybe we could talk about the luau just a little bit more.
Sure.
Because we got into it, but not too much. I know that's a big thing here.
Mm-hmm.
How often does it happen? Tell me, maybe for somebody that's never been to a luau or been more specifically to a luau at the Grand Wailea, what is it like?
Yeah, so, a luau really is, it's a feast. It's a time to fellowship, a time to kind of enjoy the space that you're in with each other, with the food, with the music, to connect. But our luau is specifically for this area, as I mentioned. A luau is meant to really kind of lift the spirits of people here, right?
Okay.
We educate and we entertain.
And there's stories being told through the music and the dance, right? And these are ancient stories?
It really depends.
Okay.
So some of them could be modern. You have what we call hula oana, which is the more modern, the graceful, the smiling, the red lipstick.
That feels like it's like, I don't know, some of them feel like almost like courting. Is there some of the dances that are for like courting purposes, or are they all to tell more storytelling?
Could be both.
Could be both, right?
It really depends on what the directors or the person that puts the production together, what they decide that they want to do.
It could be a love story. It could be a battle. It could be any, so it's kind of like, I guess the hula was what movies were, but telling stories a long time ago, right? And it was passed down, so people would tell the same stories.
So what we do here is the luau will start off kind of introducing the first arrival of Polynesians.
Okay.
And then they'll take you through a series of where hula started.
Yeah.
The cellophane skirts and the sailors coming and to more of like where we are today and what hula really is.
Yeah.
We are not coconut bras and grass skirts, not at all.
Right.
We're not a costume.
Right.
It's not supposed to be like that. This is our culture. This is who we are. This is without the hula dancer, we can't tell the story. So it's really important that at the luau, any luau that you choose to go to, it's important that these dancers are able to share that story based on their eyes or their hands or even what they're wearing. If they're talking about our deity Pele, they're probably going to be wearing something red. Whether you know it or not, it may not matter, but to us it does because we want to make sure that if somebody that comes that understands what we're doing, we're making sure that we're being responsible, right? Staying authentic.
Awesome. Awesome. So I wish I could turn the camera around for you, but we're just looking out here across the ocean, across a lagoon, an ocean, looking at mountains and clouds and other islands. It's just absolutely gorgeous here at the Grand Wailea.
You're looking at Lanai.
Lanai.
Very important.
Lanai.
Yep. So you have your lanai, which is your
Lanai,
balcony
yeah.
or your veranda.
Okay.
And that is the island of Lanai.
Lanai. So when people say it, I've heard them say it wrong.
Lanai. Yeah.
Lanai. Lanai.
You don't say, so even with your balcony. So Hawaiian language is like many other languages.
Yeah.
If you mispronounce a word, it can mean something completely different.
Yeah.
Sometimes even very derogatory. So
Really?
you have to be
So that's Lanai.
Lanai.
Lanai. Got it. I'm learning so much today. I love this. I just want to come hang out with you for like a
Yes,
week.
of course. Yes.
I think everybody should, and that's an available thing. You can stay here for a whole week.
I don't know if you can rent me.
There's
but
not a package?
I mean, we can make it happen.
Cultural ambassador package for the week.
We can make it happen.
You leave like at least 10% Hawaiian when you leave.
I will say, speaking of that, our cultural programming is the largest in the state.
Okay.
So we probably have one of the smallest teams in the state, but we have managed for going on either 3 or 4 years now to have one of the largest programming.
So what is the cultural programming here?
Yeah, so this includes our daily activities or weekly activities, monthly activities, any kind of pop-up experiences that we do. So hula lessons, ukulele lessons, different styles of weaving, Hawaiian language classes,
Wow.
Hawaiian checkers.
So you can do all of this.
You can do all
That's
of this
so
at the
cool.
Grand Wailea.
I love it.
You can do private lessons too, but that's something that, would be arranged separately. Lei making, every month we're changing.
Yeah.
We're doing pop-ups sometimes here and there. We're collaborating with different departments to incorporate, like at this restaurant, we'll incorporate different foods based on the cultural aspect of it. So it's not just restricted to our activities. We also work as a team here on the hotel, with everyone.
Let me tell you something, just to give a shout out to the people, because, people come here and they enjoy themselves. But I would just like to shout out the workers here.
Thank you.
From the people that clean the rooms, to make your food, to bust the tables, to grab your car from valet, because sometimes they're overlooked.
Yeah.
But they make it so smooth here. They're so welcoming. They just want to make your experience the best.
Yes.
I think that goes for a lot of workers probably here on Maui. Like, shout out all workers on Maui that don't get all their props. They all need a lot of extra love.
Yeah.
But especially here, I've sensed that maybe aloha spirit, because you need something, I got you, I'm on it.
Yeah.
And with a smile.
Yeah, and I think, what people may not understand is aloha can be reciprocated, and we only hope that it is without having to ask for it.
Right.
So if they're showing you a good time, the hope is that however that's making you feel is, wow, like what's happening, right?
Yeah.
They're so nice to me. Now I have to be nice. I not have to, but I should be nice to them, right? And so now it's changing the way that you are towards them, and then it's a ripple effect. They get nicer and nicer.
Right. They're nice.
You're
Somebody else
nicer,
nice.
and everything's this. And now what's happened is, if you start talking to a lot of our team here that have been here for years, we no longer have friends. These people are family because they've come here time and time again, and we've connected with them because the aloha has been exchanged between us.
Now, this might be a tough question, and I just want to make sure I put it out there, and if it's not okay to answer, but Maui went through a hell of a time with what happened, right? I think it just affected the whole community, affected all of Hawaii with the fires that happened. So some people might still be wondering, like, is it time to come back to Maui? Is is Maui open, and is this a place that people, are we being welcomed back? Is it time? And maybe that's not for you to answer, but
no, I'm happy to answer that. And again, this is just not all my thoughts. If people come here with reverent aloha, with a little bit more patience, a little bit of gratitude, a little bit more understanding, come here with no expectations, they can have a good time. Lahaina, wasn't the only thing to see. Yes, it was a highlight.
It was popular.
It was popular, maybe not for the right reasons, for shopping, right? For the food, for shopping. But Lahaina is also very historical. It was once the capital of Hawaii. And so I think as long as guests are ready to come here with patience, understanding,
I think what you said
kindness.
is perfect, because that's, you know, if a friend had been through a lot, you don't show up at their house and start, you know, having
asking
a big party
questions,
and asking questions and doing all this. I think the appropriate thing is just to
Yeah.
have grace and understanding and
Yeah.
give people a little bit of room.
It's called Aloha.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So, you know, and if it says not to go, don't go.
Don't go.
If something it looks the same. If you've seen burnt places, it's the same thing, right?
You don't want to see. I drove through there, and it's
it's
I didn't feel even
still a
right
very
driving through
sensitive
there right
place,
now.
you know.
Yeah.
I don't go unless I absolutely need to for
Right.
whatever the reasons are, because I have no business there.
No.
But I support whatever they need down there, especially our hospitality friends. But
Yeah.
sure, stay down in Lahaina, give those people a job, give them business. But if it says not to go into a space,
Don't go.
Don't go. Ask the concierge, what other things are there to
Yeah.
do? Hey, guess what? Make friends with the people that work at the resort. Why? Because they're going to be your family. And
I've been asking everybody. That's my first thing is, where do I need to go get
Yep.
poke? Where do I need to go get a plate lunch? Where
Yep.
do I... I'm talking about food all the time. Where do I need to get the best
You're talking my
musubi?
language here.
Right? Because we
Yes.
want to know. We want to find these little...
Yep.
That's what makes, I think, Maui beautiful, too,
Yeah.
is there is a lot at the resort, but there is a lot of Hawaii outside of
There is.
the resort, too.
There's so much more to see than just Lahaina. There's so much more to do. And, you know, after the wildfires, when we came back to work, a lot of what we're doing now is how do we get that message out? How do
Yeah.
we say, guess what you missed when you came every single time, every eighth time,
Yeah.
right? The 8 times that you came, guess what you didn't get to see?
Right,
You didn't get to
right.
go to grandma's, right?
Right,
Because
right.
you were stuck down in Lahaina,
Right.
right? And so now our job is how do we get the message out on what there is to
And those
do?
hot butter buns.
And the hot butter
Four
buns
Sisters.
from Four Sisters Bakery, shout out, right? So, you know, it's hot. What we're also doing is partnering with nonprofit organizations to ensure that they still get business,
Right.
but also people have probably never done these kinds of things before,
Yeah.
which is good. So,
Well, that's what we're trying to encourage. So
Yeah.
I think our time is just about at an end here.
yeah.
I really want to thank you for
My pleasure.
taking the time to be on Locales Only. It's the first time. We had some technical difficulties. It's the first time we've ever done it outside. It's the first time ever in the rain. So thank you for joining us today on Locales Only from the Grand Wailea and Maui. We'll see you next time.
Aloha.
Aloha.